Great, thank you for joining us. I'd love to go ahead and introduce the panel. Again, really thankful for you joining us and participating today. First, I'm excited to introduce Connie Santilli, who's GAP's Vice President of Engineering and International, and FS Nooruddin, who is GAP's Chief IT Architect. GAP, as you all know, is a well-known global retailer. They offer apparel and accessories in over 90 different countries. Notable brands such as Old Navy, Banana Republic, Athleta, nice cozy pants. Hopefully those come out in a men's soon. And so GAP is moving to the cloud to continue to innovate and differentiate, and we're going to hear about this fast-moving industry. And Connie, I'd love to start with you. Sort of the retail space is fascinating, and I know that fashion and retail really is changing at this rapid pace. And from our understanding of customers to sort of multi-channel engagement to how we experience and create these new experiences for retail. And can you tell us about this new converged, commerce paradigm and what opportunities it creates for you?
Sure, thanks. I think most people know that in the retail industry, we've had a really large disruption in terms of digital and what's been happening for us and our customers. All of us as customers want to shop anywhere, anytime, on any device. It's a 24/7 kind of demand that we have to satisfy. And so that's changed the paradigm for us a little bit, and we want to be able to create this experience for our customers that's seamless between the digital experience and then carry that through in terms of the stores, which is the traditional base that we know of. So it's created a lot of change for us in terms of trying to manage that and to meet our customers in the way that they want to be met and in the way that they want to be met. They also have expectations about more personalization and things of that nature, where it's changed how we start to leverage both of those channels, and we want to be able to converge those two channels into that frictionless experience that we can carry them through, both from the digital side and into the store. So it's part of that is what we call converged commerce across both channels and being able to leverage and optimize them.
No, it's fantastic. Can you talk to how Oracle Cloud helps you address these opportunities to differentiate, and how it really helps you keep up with this pace of change that's going on in the market?
Sure. A couple of years ago, we started to look at, like everyone who works in technology, what platforms are available to us and what can we start to leverage to start to innovate more and be able to create better opportunities in terms of the platforms and what we're able to do for our customers. And so we started to look at the opportunities that were available in the Oracle stack, and we started to look at being able to leverage all the way from SaaS down to the IaaS and PaaS layers in our platforms. We wanted to be able to create those platforms that we could be simplified, highly resilient, highly available, so that we'd give our business the opportunity to be able to innovate and incubate in terms of what we could offer from a technology platform. And so we started most recently with early adopter of the Oracle Retail SaaS applications, and then also leveraging the IaaS and PaaS capabilities for our EPM suite in Hyperion.
Well, that's fantastic, and a great example of using all three layers of the cloud. FS, in addition to sort of the retail cloud we talked about, how are you looking at using the PaaS and infrastructure? Like, what are some of the benefits you're seeing today, and how are you using them?
So as Connie mentioned, we've had good success moving our retail packages, Oracle retail packages, to Oracle Retail Cloud. The real advantage we're seeing with using your IaaS and PaaS offerings is, one, we can build our integration layers there, so we don't have our retail backends running in one place, applications and so on and so forth, and we have to kind of jerry-rig this together. So having those integration services provided as PaaS solutions as well has been very good and easy for us. In addition, along with the Oracle retail packages, there's a whole ecosystem of applications that go along with it to make the whole thing work. So just having the flexibility of deploying our applications close to where our retail packages are has been very beneficial to us.
That's great. Now, Larry talked about the benefits of autonomous. What are some of the reasons you're looking at autonomous, and what do you see as the benefits?
So I think just to pick on security that Larry was speaking about, one of the big benefits that we see is to be able to spin up and down lower environments like test and dev and perf environments, and we can be sure that all of those environments are also patched and secured. Most of us are pretty good at keeping track of our production environments, but the lower environments not so much. So once we move to this platform, we are convinced, I mean, we'll be assured that all our environments, no matter where in the world they're spun up, are at par with the latest security and other sort of vulnerabilities and are patched.
That's fantastic. Thank you. You know, you mentioned how data is important to retail. We spoke about that before, and to your company and the decisions you make. How do you bridge current and historical data with new data that you continue to collect and really combine it so you can get insights into all aspects of your business?
That's a really good question and a tough problem. So we're about 50 years old. Gap was one of the first and the leaders in e-commerce back in the early 2000s. So we have a lot of data about our customers, about our stores, about our products, and every aspect of our business. And they're all unfortunately siloed in various forms of EDWs and things that we have that we built over time, over decades. So we are working closely with Oracle, and Oracle is helping us figure out how we can take all that on-prem data and migrate it into one of your autonomous offerings so that we can bring it all in one place, and then we can analyze it and derive insights and value out of it. Right. So we're really looking forward to Oracle helping us crack that nut.
From what I understand, you have an active POC going today.
Talking about Teradata on-prem and what options Oracle has to move us off that into one of the cloud-based solutions.
Fantastic. That's great. So, Connie, I know we've talked before about the importance of performance and scalability. It's critical to everything you do, especially with the sheer volume of business you support and these really tight SLAs you need to meet for the business. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us how machine learning and autonomous can really help you address that?
Yeah, I think for our enterprise, we actually operate over 3,000 stores, 90 countries, hundreds of franchisees. So we do move a lot of data through our enterprise from the time that we're building and bringing goods into our data warehouses and to the time that we're selling. So there's a lot of movement of information that we have to process through all of our applications. And so we have to do that on a timely basis so that we're able to provide that information to our business to make really relevant decisions in terms of how they manage that. And then, of course, downstream and reporting and results and things of that nature. So the SLAs that we have to run across the platforms are really tight to be able to process and be able to get that information out to the business partners around the globe. The notion of being able to do that quicker with performance and being able to manage that with autonomous, if we get to that, we do work on Exadata. We're starting to move on to Exadata platforms. Is really crucial to be able to optimize that capacity and that window we have to process that data. And of course, it fluctuates in terms of what's happening. Peak season for retailers through the holiday seasons, data volumes increase, so we have to manage to those workloads. So being able to have something that can be extendable and extensible to that level would be really terrific for us.
Yeah. And prior to autonomous database, you just have to build that all yourself.
You have to build to the maximum, right? To the peak performance.
Yeah, got it. That's great. So there's another really critical part that Larry talked about with respect to the self-patching. FS wanted to talk to you about that and sort of that key category attribute. With Gap, with respect to self-patching, how does this sort of technology help your team sort of addressing, staying on the latest current rev, sort of protecting your environment? How do you view self-patching?
So I think Larry went through all the benefits of self-patching and auto-upgrading and all the other smarts that Oracle is putting into your database offerings. So I'd like to address perhaps a slightly different point. So one reason we really appreciate Oracle's partnership in these kind of programs is that Oracle is not just selling us this technology and saying, now your DBAs can go do higher level things and good luck training them and we'll see you next year.
Peace out.
But Oracle really has been a partner with us in helping us define what sort of education programs we need to upskill our workforce, what are some of the other transformation things that we need to put in place to take the same people who were doing the necessary but now mundane work of OS patching, security patching, and all of that stuff. How do we take them? How do we transform them? How do we upskill them so that they stay with us because they know our business inside out. They know how our company operates. They're extremely valuable members of our community. So we really do have to keep them and upskill them, and Oracle's been a great partner here.
Fantastic. So it's helping you deal with that change management internally as well.
It's people process tools, right?
Yeah.
So, Larry talked about the technology portion, but until you take care of the people and the processes, I believe you can't really take advantage of all that the technology is offering you.
It's fantastic. Connie, we talked about self-patching, but Larry had also talked to self-driving, self-tuning, self-administration. How do you sort of see the benefits of that and what you guys are trying to accomplish?
Yeah, that has always been a challenge for us, right? Every time we try to enable new capabilities or patch or try to upgrade any of the application set, our teams always spend an enormous amount of time having to go back and do that kind of performance tuning to exactly what Larry was talking about, making sure those queries and those plans are executing at the highest performance. And so over time, that just becomes bigger and bigger workloads for our teams, and we can end up spending days and weeks trying to get to those performance levels that we've already had or trying to exceed them. So being able to have a database, an autonomous database that actually does that intuitively and innately will take a lot of that workload off our teams and just be a tremendous amount of opportunity for us to repurpose those resources onto things that would be of higher quality and value for us.
That's great. That's great. FS, I know you rely on high performance transaction processing as well. What's your reaction to the new announcement that Larry did for us earlier?
So we, will also be taking a very hard look at this. We are already, as Connie was saying, exploring Exadata and some other options on the Oracle Cloud as it is. So we'll just continue down that journey with Oracle and looking forward to good things to come.
Great, thank you. Connie, last question for you. I know that expansion on the digital front is sort of paramount to what's on your mind, but at the same time, physical stores still are very important. It's about the right size, the right product mix. You're engaging in a social context with customers. Can you tell us about the future of retail and how you view Oracle helping to enable that?
Yeah, it'll always be about getting the right product onto our websites and into our stores, but the idea is how do we maximize that and leverage that to the fullest capabilities. And as I mentioned, things are changing in terms of how we engage with our customers. There's heightened expectation levels in terms of how we work together and how we spend time together. There's things that we try to do that will help us engage with them in a deeper level, such as offering store classes in our stores. We do things like that. We offer monogramming services, personalization in terms of styling, things of that nature. So they become more and more important in terms of retailing, and it's more about that engagement with our customer and that, as I talked about, that seamless engagement. So we're looking to optimize our platform so that we're taking some of those resources, and rather than having to do those tasks that we've had to do in the past, we're able to leverage those teams and those resources to enable more of these capabilities on simplified and resilient platforms that we want to continue to build out on and accelerate that, right?
That's great. Thank you so much.